Everyone. May I have a roll call?
Councilwoman Peterson?
Here.
Councilwoman Scott? Absent for the moment. Councilman Zazali?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Masseri?
Here.
Mayor Miga?
Here. Will you all please stand for the flag salute?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting was duly provided to the Verona Cedar Grove Times and the Star Ledger on December 18th, 2025, filed with the Township Clerk, and posted on the public bulletin board in the municipal building lobby in accordance with Open Public Meetings Act. Item 2A, to consider approval of the regular meeting minutes for March 2nd. May I have a motion, please?
So move, Mayor.
No?
Mayor, can we wait till we have another person?
Councilman Zazali.
Oh, I apologize, Councilman Zazali.
Second.
Well, no, he would have
You have to
to.
move it.
He
Yeah,
seconded.
have to move it.
What do I have to do?
He can move it.
Councilman, you need to make a motion, Councilman Zazali.
He
Oh,
did.
I do?
Yes.
Okay. I make a motion that we approve the minutes from the March 2nd, 2026 regular meeting.
Thank you.
Second, please.
Deputy Mayor- Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
You have to abstain.
Oh, I was
Yes, ma'am.
abstained, sorry.
No problem. Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Masseri?
Yes.
Mayor Miga?
Yes. 2B, to consider approval for special meeting minutes, March 16th, 2026. May I have a motion?
So move, Mayor.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
You have to abstain, sir. You were absent.
Abstain.
Thank you very much. Deputy Mayor Masseri?
Yes.
Mayor Miga?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Item 3, our public hearing. 3A, to consider adoption of pending ordinance number 26-968. An ordinance amending Chapter 230 of the Code of the Township of Cedar Grove entitled Right-of-Way Construction and/or Maintenance and establishing subsection 44 of the Code of the Township of Cedar Grove entitled Structures Within the Public Right-of-Way Prohibited. Mr. Zakelli?
Yes, Mayor, as I indicated at the last meeting, this was for the removal of structures within the right-of-way, basketball hoops or netting or anything within the township's right-of-way that would make difficult operations for snow removal, leaf removal, and this just establishes that code of the right-of-way ordinance.
Thank you. Is there anyone in the public wishing to speak on this ordinance? Seeing none, may I have a motion?
Mayor, I move for the adoption of pending ordinance number 26968 to be published on the Township's official internet website as a passed ordinance to take effect as prescribed by law.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Masseri?
Yes.
Mayor Miga?
Yes. Item 4. Is there anyone wishing to address the council? Oh, I'm sorry. The meeting is open to residents of the township wishing to be heard on any item on the agenda? Is there anyone wishing to address the council? Seeing no one, I close this portion of the meeting. Item 5, Township Reports. Mr. Zakelli.
Good evening, Mayor.
Good
I will
evening.
keep this portion of my report light, as I do want to speak at length on the introduction of the 2026 municipal budget. Just 2 brief items to report on. First, our annual Arbor Day celebration is going to be Friday, April 24th, at the Cedar Grove Library, beginning at 4 p.m. Again, that's Friday, April 24th, at the Cedar Grove Library, beginning at 4 p.m. And just a second brief update, the equipment for the playground at Community Park has been delivered. And hopefully with some good weather, we are on track to get this ready and open for the summertime.
Great. Thank you.
Mayor, if I could, just one minute
Sure
if I can. Councilwoman Scavich advised that she can call in, so I'm going to add her now. And just for the record, both she and Councilman Zazali are appearing telephonically.
You want me to wait until you get her, or?
Yes.
What do I do? Okay.
Okay. So, Madam Clerk, at 7:05, she's on the call now.
Thank you very much.
Okay, both are on. Thank you, Mayor. That's all I have for now, and I will comment through the rest of the new business items as they relate to the budget and capital projects that we're going to be doing.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, Councilwoman Scavich. Township, Madam Clerk.
No, thank
do
you,
have a
Mayor.
report?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Mayor, members of council. I just wanted to remind the residents that the special general election will be held on Thursday, April 16th, 2026, from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. This is the special general election regarding the vacancy in the 11th Congressional District that was left vacant by now Governor Mikey Sherrill. Early voting started today and ends on April 14th. The hours are 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Saturday, and on Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The closest early voting locations we have, one in Fairfield Community Center, 221 Hollywood Avenue in Fairfield, again, and Montclair Township, 205 Claremont Avenue, that's Montclair Township Hall. The Verona Community Center is not an early voting location for this election at this time. It is in another congressional district. If anyone has any questions, they may contact my office. And that's all I have, Mayor, members of council, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Lagana.
Good evening, Mayor,
Good
council
evening.
members. I will only make one comment with regard to the ordinance that was adopted in 3A. While the prohibition prohibits permanent and temporary structures except for your refuse and refuse containers, it is entirely plausible and possible that somebody might have, for instance, a decorative retaining wall or something like that that has been there for many years. I would just say that the resident would still have the ability to petition the council to have it remain, but it'd be conditioned on the execution of a hold harmless agreement. So if damage were to occur, that the resident will understand that that structure would remain in place at their own peril, if you will, and the township would not be responsible. So it does happen occasionally where maybe somebody has a piece of decorative landscaping or something like that that is flagged within the right-of-way. Say there isn't a sidewalk or a defined curb area. So it is entirely possible that the council will see that type of agreement in the future if a resident so petitions, and that would be an exception to that rule. So it's entirely plausible, but the intent being you don't want basketball hoops or mailboxes, decorative ornate mailboxes that can cost thousands of dollars to be in that public right away, and somebody files a claim against the township. So there is an exception, albeit very, I would say infrequent, but it does and can happen. So I just leave leave that open for the council members. If there are any questions as to that, I'll be happy to answer anything. Other than that, Mayor, I do not have anything further.
Thank you. Councilwoman Peterson.
Good evening, Mayor. I do not have a report.
Councilman Zazali.
Good evening, Mayor. I do not have a report.
Okay. Councilwoman Scavich.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I don't have a report either. Thank you.
Okay. Deputy Mayor Masseri.
Good evening, Mayor. I just have 2 items. Last week I met with the District 40 legislators. They hosted a breakfast meeting for all the mayors in our district, discussing all the topics, including their new involvement with the administration and, what they could do for our township. And there were a lot of topics that were discussed. One in particular that I was speaking to them about, and I'm going to talk to our town manager about bringing the Motor Vehicle Commission mobile unit to Cedar Grove. They're very open to it. They're going to help us do that. That way our residents could schedule an appointment to get their real ID for those that haven't gotten it yet, driver's license renewals, other IDs, registration renewals. So I'm going to coordinate with Mr. Zacchelli.
Can I beat you to it,
Did you
Deputy
already,
Mayor?
you already started
2
it?
weeks ago, I submitted the
All right,
request to the
thank
new
you.
administrator for
They
the,
didn't tell me.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it.
I
Thank
read
you.
your mind.
When is that? Oh, we don't have a date yet.
That we do not have a date yet, but I would anticipate hearing back within 3 to 4 weeks for a date.
Perfect.
Sometime hopefully over the summer.
And we're going to have it at the library.
I'm going to try to do it at Community Park again, but depending on when their availability is, maybe the library, Community Park, or Panther Park.
Excellent.
They need some power and some, other facilities as well.
Great. And then the other item, we are scheduled to have our regional flood board meeting, and we're hosting this one in April. So it's April 17th. It's here at Council Chambers, 9 a.m. I don't have an agenda yet, but we do post it, and the public is welcome. It's an open meeting to the public. So that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. I just have a brief report for the Historical Society. A few items for them. On April 15th is their fish and chips from 5 to 7 p.m. It's $20 a ticket. They're also doing chicken and chips for those that don't like fish and chips. You can buy a ticket on their website. They also are continuing to sell their delicious honey. On April 22nd, they have a Women of Revolution presentation at 7:30 at the library, and that is free and open to everyone. On the 25th of April, they have a spring tea that actually sold out. And a new event that they are bringing in is line dancing lessons. So everybody can feel free to get on their cowboy hats and their cowboy boots and come dance. And the one other thing I'd like to mention is on April 20th, this is not part of the Historical Society. You sign up for this through the Recreation Department. The Senior Citizens Cherry Blossom Trip. You leave the park, Community Park, at 9:15. You take the tour from 10 to 10:50. You come back to Community Park, and it's $15 a person if you're interested. You don't even have to get off the bus. The tour guide comes on the bus. It's nice and simple. So, and that's all I have. Item 6A and B, I'm going to take.
You can take them together.
I can see.
Oh, your Meet the Mayor session.
Oh, thank you.
Good reminder.
That is
there.
at the next
Yes, ma'am.
council meeting.
36:30,
When is that?
April 20th.
April 20th. There's the next Meet the Mayor before the next council meeting at 5:30 to 6:30. If anyone would like to come meet me, that would be a great place. And it's here at Town Hall. Thank you. Okay, so I can, the consent agenda, 6A and 6B. And we're going to take these together.
Yeah.
Okay, so 6A is to consider resolution concerning approval of raffle application for Cedar Grove Elks number 2237. And 6B is to consider resolution concerning approval of raffle application for the Cedar Grove Cheer Club. May I have a motion?
Mayor, make a motion.
And
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Scabbage?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Misery?
Yes.
Mayor Miga?
Yes. Item 7 under new business. 7A, to consider resolution concerning introduction of the 2026 municipal budget. Mr. Zacchelli, would you have anything you'd like to add on that topic?
Mayor, I am going to try to condense the past 7 or 8 months into a nice, concise report for the public and for the governing body. Of course, I'm always available and happy to answer any questions anyone has about the budget, but I'm going to dive right in if it's okay with you.
Please.
I'm going to begin by providing a summary of the 2026 valuations, bearing in mind that this past year the township just underwent a townwide reassessment. So the numbers that I'm presenting today are obviously a little different and non-equal comparators to the numbers that I would have been presenting last year. In 2026, the township's total ratables were $3,680,063,200, reflecting an increase of $1,404,654,700 from 2025's ratable, which was $2,275,407,500. We did not add $1.4 billion in ratables. This number is because of the correction and adjustment by virtue of the reassessment. As a result, our net valuation taxable is also $3,680,063,200. And interestingly enough, this year, our public utilities is $0. And when I saw that number, I asked our tax assessor why, because in 2025, that number was $1,471,400. And the reason for that is because we are now a township with 50% or less people operating with a landline. And if 50% or less of the residents in town use a landline, the utility companies do not need to report the public utility valuation to the township. So this year we hit that 50% or less of our residents use a landline. Finally, the average residential assessment in Cedar Grove is $776,900. That's an increase of $298,200 from the 2025 average residential assessment of $478,700. Again, this is due to the equalization of the reval. That's why that number went up so much. Using all of the estimated tax rate levies, that's the county, the library, the school, and the municipal levies, our tax rate has dropped to 1.702%, down from 2.687% last year. Again, our tax rate this year on the estimated levy is 1.702% across all levies, down from 2.687% last year. About the budget specifically, Mayor, this budget is one that reflects incredibly prudent, tight, and fiscally responsible revenue and appropriation management. I want to immediately thank Rebecca Roth, our CFO, for her incredible efforts during this budget season, which began way back in October when I sent out initial memoranda to the various department heads requesting their draft appropriations. In the months that followed, I worked to calculate the contractual increases, statutory increases, and appropriation adjustments that accurately reflect what we are best trying to anticipate for the 2026 fiscal year. Tonight, I intend to present all of this to the council for their consideration of introduction. This budget is full of tight decisions that were derived from the council's mandate to not pass on unnecessary costs to our taxpayers. At the behest of this mayor and council, Rebecca and I made these hard choices to keep the 2026 budget in line with state mandates in the midst of continuing inflation, rising costs in healthcare, and most recently, and entirely unpredicted at the time of the budget's initial comprehension, skyrocketing energy costs. We, the township, are not immune from these costs, just like our taxpayers, just like our business owners, just like our residents. Every time you feel it at the gas tank, we feel it here too. To our residents, while all of these industries seem to effortlessly pass these costs on to you, please take solace in the fact that this town council and this administration refuses to subscribe to that practice. This council does not act with haste, and we will continue to make Cedar Grove an attractive and affordable place to live, to work, and to raise a family. As always, this budget addresses our most basic needs first before considering any other requests. Each and every year, our statutory costs within the municipal budget increase, resulting in a long-term cost borne by our taxpayer. For this reason, this year was a particularly difficult budget year. Indeed, our biggest expenses were group medical benefits for active employees and certain retirees, which faced a 36% increase, pension contributions for the public employees retirement system and for the police and fire retirement system, as well as rising energy costs, contractually based salary increases, and other generic increases in our operating expenses. This forced each department to bring their budget from a starting point of zero to where it is today, reflecting severe austerity that is indicative of our frugal spending. The township's health care provider, the New Jersey State Health Benefit Plan, increased 36% in fiscal year 26. Certainly, the council and our residents have seen this plastered all over the news recently. While Trenton tries to figure out a solution, it doesn't seem like they're able to do that just yet. In August, when it was announced that this was the increase that municipalities like ours would be facing, the CFO and I saw alternative plan options to get the township out of New Jersey State Health Benefits in an attempt to attain some type of cost savings. The township requested documentation from NJSHBP to determine our loss ratio. In essence, a loss ratio measures how much the insurance company pays compared to the premium that it receives. In simple terms, for every $1 collected, if the company is paying out more than that dollar in claims, the healthcare, basically they're underwriting a loss. Unfortunately, the Township of Cedar Grove's loss ratio ranged between 115 and 160% across the various elements of our plan. With this loss ratio in excess of 100% in all major categories, not only would it have cost more for the township to find an alternate plan while reducing contractual liability should a switch occur, but there were no alternative plans that would have been willing to underwrite the loss ratio we currently had as a township. As a result, we are currently exploring other options within New Jersey State Health Benefits that could offer similar coverage at a reduced cost. For fiscal year 26, the township is expecting to pay $4,987,607.32 in group medical costs, an increase of $1,399,607.32 from fiscal year 25's $3,588,000. With this in mind, some employers are opting to switch to their spouse's coverage, which is why in the budget you'll see a $60,000 waiver line for the health insurance budget. The township anticipates spending $67,790 on dental insurance, which reflects a slight decrease of $7,000 from last year's $74,427. This was due to negotiating a new rate with Delta Dental for a 2-year term. With respect to our other insurance lines, the township is expecting to pay $595,000 on multi-line insurance through the New Jersey Intergovernmental Insurance Fund, as well as an additional $291,000 for workers' compensation. This is an increase of $40,724 for our multi-line appropriation and an increase of $6,546 for our workers' compensation insurance. The township has budgeted $585,100 for contributions to our PERS system and $1,848,628 for contributions to the police and fireman retirement system. Given staff reductions and consolidation of duties, the township is pleased to report a $4,770 decrease in the township's PERS obligations, while there is an increase of $93,535 for the PFRS obligation. For Social Security, the township has budgeted $388,085.80. And the reason you see these decreases in the pension obligations is because if somebody leaves, we don't necessarily fill that position. We try to fill it in-house first before hiring somebody new. Shifting towards our operational needs, I just want to report that when you add our insurance lines and our statutory expenses, this totals $8,763,211.12. That's an increase of $1,524,708. This is all before we start providing any services to our residents. So of our roughly $24 million budget, $8.7 million is for statutory and contractual expenses. Shifting towards our operational needs, our police department reflects staffing at 31 police officers, 17 crossing guards, 1 part-time civilian staff member. In 2025, the township converted a full-time civilian records clerk position to a part-time role, saving close to $50,000 annually. With the retirement of some higher-ranking officers and patrolmen at top pay, the township is also realizing some breakage in salaries for 2026. For fiscal year 26, the township is budgeting $5,556,900 for police salaries and wages, reflecting an increase of $124,300 from fiscal year 25, which is $18,921 less than the increase between police salary and wages between fiscal year 25 and fiscal year 24, respectively. Additionally, you will also see our police department other expense line at $407,500, which is an increase of $37,800. But this increase is not an actual increase in the O&E line. What we did was we moved the police department's vehicle maintenance line from the vehicle maintenance line item in the budget and put it into the police department's budget. So in another area of the budget went down $37,800 and it went into the police department budget, so they can control that. Within their operating budget, $160,000 is budgeted for the purchase of 3 new police vehicles, with the difference going towards supporting CGPD operations. So once you take the police O&E other expense line, you back out $160,000 and you back out $37,000 for vehicle maintenance. That's what our police department is running 24/7 on. It's a very tight budget, but we're proud nonetheless of how diligently our officers work to do that. As was discussed last year, an officer previously assigned to the DEA task force has been brought back to the township in a provisional capacity as we await forfeiture funding from his assignment. And as the council is also aware, we've proudly hired 4 officers in 2025, and we anticipate hiring up to 2 additional officers in 2026. Another large expense that the township's incurring this year that we have absolutely no control over is the statutory 1/3 minimum tax levy contribution to the Cedar Grove Public Library. This year, the library will be getting $1,112,596.23 in funding, which is an increase of $105,844.82. As Councilwoman Peterson can attest, over the past year, the library was renovated at no cost to the township taxpayers. It was done through donations and a very sizable contribution from the Friends of the Library nonprofit organization. For 2026, we look forward to continued success at the library and welcoming our new library director, Rochelle DeFrank, who starts on Monday. These expenses I've described thus far are those that are either contractually obligated or statutorily determined. Each and every day, the township seeks new ways to reduce costs and generate revenue. This year, the township is set to receive over $1.2 million in grant funding for the reconstruction of the lower Community Park Playground, paving of Mountain Way, Ridge Court, and Reservoir Place. We also have applications pending for NJDOT grant for Bergen, Loretta, and Donato Drive, as well as Bordick Road and Personette. These grants, coupled with some privatization, internal restructuring, and implementing merit raises for the first time across all DPW and municipal staff, allowed the township to place a premium on quality work while saving money for our taxpayers. With that, I will now speak to 2026's total appropriations. In 2026, found on sheet 30 of the introduced budget, our total appropriations are $24,602,835.29, reflecting a decrease of $91,892.55. So I just want to make it clear that we are spending less money in fiscal year 26's budget than we did in fiscal year 25. The 2026 budget will be funded with $12,649,317 from our tax levy, which is $879,525 beneath the maximum allowable amount to be raised by taxes. In other words, the township would be 100% lawfully permitted to raise taxes by an additional $879,518, but we are not. Why? Because we are able to cut spending. Additionally, on the other side of the cap is our appropriation cap. The total cap for municipal operations this year is $17,047,262.04, which is $90,757 less than the maximum allowable appropriation we could have increased by. In other words, we could have spent more, $90,757 more than we did this year. By being both under the levy and the appropriation cap, we banked this for subsequent years, and we could save it for a rainy day fund. Just like last year, our budget's being funded with $7,400,000 in fund balance, which is used to fund our capital improvement project, a capital improvement fund, and to aggressively pay down our debt. This amount is the exact same as it was last year. As I reported earlier in the year, the township had a fantastic year, and we were able to regenerate $1,278,632.89 in fund balance, ending the year with $12,333,329.89 in fund balance, which is $1.2 million more than we ended 2024 in. On the new average residential assessment, this results in an $82 annual increase, which equates to $6.83 per month or $1.57 per week, far less than the most recent gas prices we saw increasing at the fuel pump. With these numbers in mind, I want to remind the council and the public that of your tax bill, 21% goes to the municipality, approximately 23% goes to the county. The Cedar Grove Board of Education realizes around 55 cents, and the rest of the remaining is distributed between the library and the solid waste district. So for 21 cents on the dollar of your tax bill, we are providing all the services that I think we provide much leaner and efficiently than some other towns. We provide the most services while receiving the least amount of funding from property taxes, and I am certain that this governing body stretches that dollar to the furthest extent possible. Before I continue on some appropriation analysis, I do want to advise the council that in the coming years, we will be expecting more revenue from the Hilltop pilot. They are set to increase 3% per annum after the 10th year, which I believe is 2027 or 2028. Also, 2 additional pilots will be going online, the 1201 Pompton Avenue Garden Center development, as well as the 36 Cliffside Drive development. Just like the Hilltop money, this is going to go right to our fund balance, will be used to pay for capital projects and debt service, and will not be used to fund ongoing operations. Like last year, there was a lot of restructuring and moving of where things were paid out of in this budget. You'll see differences in my budget increased from what it was last year. We are trying to resuscitate our water and sewer utilities by taking some money out of them and putting them back into current. When we do that, it, coupled with the rate increases, it allows our utilities to be self-sustaining, which, as the council knows, for years they did struggle, but when I talk about them, I'm pleased to report that they did not run the water and sewer utility did not run a deficit last year. You'll see some salary movements as well, paying people from the water and sewer utilities into the current fund. Portions of Rebecca's salary that were previously paid out of water and sewer are now in current. Over the next few years, our goal is to place a more accurate distribution within the utilities in the current fund to reduce the burden on our utilities. This is something that's just prudent budget management and something that I'm proud to do going forward. As the council is aware, the rates in water and sewer and the pool were recently adjusted and will continue to be monitored annually so they remain on par with the rates that we are paying for the services that we have to provide. Outside of our current fund, we do operate the water utility, the sewer utility, and the pool utility. With respect to our water utility, very positively, in 2025, we ended with $1,318,369.83 in fund balance. This is largely due to $1,220,000 in connection fees that we received from 1201 Pompton Avenue, and half of which we received from Cliffside Drive. The other half we expect to receive this year. We also received $80,000 in excess rents we received. That's from the rate adjustment. Because this is a one-time revenue, it would be imprudent to help offset operating costs with this, so instead, we are funding the water utility budget with $520,000 from fund balance, which will go right to the capital improvement fund. Putting this in the capital improvement fund is a capital project that allows us to do repairs on the Monroe Street water main and water system upgrades to our SCADA system, which monitors our pumping and water tank levels. This allows us to do this without taking on any new debt. In our water utility budget, you'll see an increase of appropriations totaling $3,833,667.65. I just want to remind the council and the public of that amount. $520,000 is going to fund the capital improvement fund, and $610,000 is going towards debt service, with the rest and remaining split between salaries and wages. So over $1 million is paying down debt and going towards capital projects in the water utility. Given the council's prudent and necessary rate adjustments, especially as our bulk suppliers, North Jersey District Water Supply and Passaic Valley, raised rates 10%, it's necessary to keep this utility, as well as the sewer utility, self-sustaining, which I am proud to report did not run a deficit in 2025. While the township is expecting another $700,000 in connection fees, we are not anticipating this as revenue in our budget. If it comes in, great, it goes to fund balance. If it doesn't, we'll get it next year. Regarding our sewer utility, we ended last year with $1,512,305.67, which is an increase of $1,450,000 in fund balance. Again, $1,244,000 came from connection fees, 1201, and half from Cliffside Drive. Same as the water utility, because this is a one-time revenue, it would be imprudent to offset operating costs with this. So instead, we're funding the sewer utility capital improvement fund with $170,000 from surplus, and we're also paying $779,684 towards sewer utility debt service. Last year, we made our minimum payments. This year, we're paying above and beyond. Like the water utility, I'm proud to report the sewer utility did not run a deficit in 2025. On to our weakest utility, our pool utility. This year, the township is anticipating a $95,000 deficit in the pool, largely from declining membership, other municipalities accepting out-of-town members now, minimum wage increasing, ongoing debt service, which alone totals $117,000. But nonetheless, we were able to reduce appropriations in the pool this year by moving some of the salaries to the current fund. For fiscal year 26, total pool appropriations equal $531,901, a $70,999 decrease from what was appropriated in fiscal year 25. If you take out our debt service, which expires in 2028, the pool would not have ran a deficit. But because we continue to pay the debt service on the pool, it ran a deficit. My recommendation would be not to take any new debt on in the pool utility ever. Moving on from the water, sewer, and pool utility, another really large single-line appropriation in our budget is the reserve for uncollected taxes. This is a non-spending appropriation that must be raised in the tax levy every year. So if there's a drop in the collection rate, we have money to offset the revenue that we would have otherwise lost. We have really high collection rates. We're very fortunate for that. but nonetheless, the amount that we have to appropriate for the reserve for uncollected taxes is $1,152,206.41. On top of this, the township's going to be appropriating $750,000 to our capital improvement fund, which will be used to partially pay for one of the ordinances being introduced tonight, which I will explain later. This amount is $1,022,000 less than what was appropriated in the capital improvement fund last year. To give the taxpayers a break, the council wisely decided to reduce the scope of our capital projects, which is how we are able to spend less in this year's budget than last year. Finally, I want to speak to our debt service. This year, the township will be paying $3,591,260 in debt service, consisting of $916,000 in bond principal, $1,911,800 in bond anticipation note principal, $407,700 in bond interest, and $355,760 in bond anticipation note interest. The township continues to aggressively pay down its debt. For the public's edification, all that would be required this year for our minimum debt service paydown would be $1,948,471.78. Instead, this governing body is electing to pay an additional $1,642,788.28. So the public is aware a bond is a long-term financing ranging between 5 and 30 years, and a note or bond anticipation notes is short-term financing that's renewed every year but must be paid off in full by its 11th issuance. The township is so far ahead on its note schedule that with the current track record of aggressive paydowns that this governing body elects to pursue, and through funding capital projects through the Capital Improvement Fund, the township's on track and anticipates to be completely note-free by 2032. We will have no bond anticipation notes by 2032 with our aggressive paydowns. This year, the township will be completely extinguishing Ordinance 20-856, 5 years ahead of schedule, and will be greatly paying down Ordinance 20-868. As grants from certain projects hit our books, they too will be used to further pay down our debt, as seen through our NJDOT recon programs. I sent this initial budget memo to the department heads on October 21st. As the council knows, this is a very, very, very long, drawn-out process. It involves a forensic exactitude of analyses to calculate anticipated revenues and expenses for the next year. As this council's been made aware, unexpected expenses constantly pop up, ranging from repairing surface on the upper playground at Community Park to combating permitting fees, all of which reinforces our mantra that if we are going to do something at Cedar Grove, we are going to do it right. I personally owe a very, very big thanks to all of our department heads who worked so diligently to complete their budget requests. They adapted to our new admin software, which we were online for the first time last year for a whole year. Some renaming of accounts, some migration issues from the old system, which was handwritten ledgers, to the new system that is Edmunds, and a whole bunch of other items that piled onto the year's budget preparation, in addition to doing their regular work throughout the year. I again owe thanks to Rebecca, who is my partner in this mission, and someone who keeps the township functioning each and every day. The budget I present to you tonight is full of late nights and weekends, crunching numbers, creative solutions to continue delivering the absolute best service to our residents at the absolute best price, a task that this council will always place at the top of the priority list. With that, Mayor, if it's okay with you, I would like to rest for now, and I will answer any questions the council or the public has at any time.
Thank you very much for that. I need to get motions, correct?
Any questions from the council on this before?
I do not have any more questions.
I don't have any questions. I mean, we've been talking about this, I feel, for a while now. But again, to repeat what we said at the last few meetings, job well done by everybody, department heads for following the principle of starting from zero every year. I think that's important. That's the only way we got to where we are in this budget. So thank you to them, and thank you to you, Joe, and to Rebecca we are aware that you're working on the weekends and at nights, and we've been in contact with you, and you've kept us informed each and every time, and you've given us the memos, so we appreciate all the hard work that you've done. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. I would like to also give you guys a big thank you. Thank you to every department head as well. I mean, I don't think there's many towns out there that can say that the numbers that Rebecca and Joe have come up with $82 a year, what is it, $6.83 a month, $1.53 a week. Pretty impressive numbers. with all that Cedar Grove has to offer. So I do thank you, and I thank the council for our fiscal responsibility. I think we do keep that all as a priority in the township of Cedar Grove, and I thank everyone for all of their hard work. Joe, I think you might be able to work a little harder if you could stay till maybe 9, 10 o'clock at night instead of,
No problem.
you know, if you could just consider that. Don't worry, your wife will be fine with that. All joking aside, great job. May I have a motion for 7A? Right, is that where I am?
Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the resolution for the introduction of the 2026 municipal budget.
I'll second that.
Great, thank you. Can I have a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Scabbage?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Misery?
Yes.
Mayor Miga?
Yes.
Thank you.
Item 7B, to consider resolution concerning introduction of the 2026 Solid Waste Collection District budget. Mr. Zakeli, did you want to chat
Yes,
some
Mayor,
more?
briefly, this is the easiest budget we do. It's only like 12 sheets. This is our solid waste collection. This is the budget that funds our trash removal, leaf removal, recycling, recycling center, you name it, anything garbage or recycling related. We did award a new 5-year contract at the last, I think, October meeting, or maybe first of the year. So you'll see that this budget reflects a total of $2,154,908.30, an increase of $165,809 from fiscal year 25's appropriation, again, largely due to a 5-year contractual hauling contract that we just awarded. And disposal and tipping fees increasing as well. That's it, Mayor.
Wow. Thank you for that. May I have a motion for 7B, please?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to consider resolution concerning introduction of the 2026 Solid Waste Collection District budget.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Scabbage?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Misery?
Yes.
Mayor Miga?
Yes.
Mayor, if I could just interrupt real quick, I
course.
want to advise the public that there will be copies of both the solid waste budget and the municipal budget available in council chambers and at the library and in my office, should anyone desire to look through it.
Okay, great. Thank you. Item 7C, to consider resolution certifying compliance with NJSA 40A:4-5 as amended by PL 2017 C-183.
Mayor, if I may, this is just a resolution certifying the governing body's compliance with the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission's guidance on the consideration of arrest and conviction records and employment decisions under Title VII, the Civil Rights Act of 1964. This is required by NJSA 40A:4-5 to be considered prior to the approval of the municipal budget.
Very good, thank you. May I have a motion?
I'll make a motion, Mayor.
Second, please.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Scabbage?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Misery?
Yes.
Mayor Miga?
Yes. 7D, to consider introduction of pending capital ordinance number 26-969, a capital ordinance providing funding for the reconstruction of Mountain Way Ridge Court for the Township of Cedar Grove and appropriating $875,000 for such purpose. Mr. Zakeli?
Mayor, if it's okay with you, can I speak through all the ordinances before?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Ordinance 26-969 is a capital ordinance that's going to provide for the design and reconstruction of Mountain Way and Ridge Court. A capital ordinance does not create any new debt. A bond ordinance does. Okay, so the capital ordinance here is being funded in cash from our capital improvement fund in the amount of $350,000. And we are also receiving a $525,000 NJDOT grant to offset this cost. So when we receive the NJDOT grant, that'll go to this ordinance, as will the $350,000 from our capital improvement fund to fund the entirety of this project. Again, this is not creating any new debt. We are paying for it basically in cash. The next ordinance, any questions on that one?
No. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't. Do you
Nope.
guys have any questions?
The next ordinance is ordinance 26-970. This is another capital ordinance, so again, no new debt created. This is a capital ordinance in the amount of $667,850 for the following projects: tree replacement throughout the township, community park upper playground resurfacing, IT improvements to municipal properties, acquisition of equipment for the police department, including but not limited to recorders, next generation upgrade, which is for our 911 dispatch center, DVR for the interview room, radio interface, and various IT improvements. For our fire department, acquisition of new turnout gear, new gear racks for center company, and new gas meters that our chiefs have in their cars when they respond to gas calls. As well as converting an existing vehicle for the Office of Emergency Management and procuring a side-by-side utility vehicle for trail access. Again, this ordinance does not create any new debt. Any questions on this one?
No.
Ordinance 26-971. As I mentioned in my budget report, we are using $170,000 from the SOAR Utility Fund balance to go into the SOAR Utility Capital Improvement Fund. This ordinance is appropriating $170,000 for various improvements to the SOAR utility. This includes items at our plant that need a repair, some engineering work that we need to design new aspects of the plant that may require some long-term financing or planning. Again, this ordinance does not create any new debt because we're paying for it with $170,000 in the SOAR Utility Capital Improvement Fund, basically cash. Any questions? The next ordinance, 26-972. Again, another capital ordinance not creating any new debt. This is for the water utility, and as I said in our budget report, we're funding our water utility capital improvement fund with $520,000 from water utility fund balance. This is for two main projects, which is the Monroe Street water main and service replacement, as well as for upgrades to our SCADA system, which monitors tank levels, pumping status, and pressure. An absolutely vital system that water operator Michael Grasso uses every day. Again, we're paying for this in cash, no new debt for the water utility. Any questions on this?
No.
Okay. The last ordinance, this is a bond ordinance, so this does authorize the creation of debt. This is an ordinance that appropriates $1,552,850 in notes. That's the short-term financing mechanism I spoke about earlier. This includes a leaf tag box replacement on the back of the leaf vacuums that drive around town. That'll be replaced, which we did one of last year. We're doing one this year. And just so the council knows, the price difference between the one we did last year and this year is $8,000 more, just in the material. So same exact identical unit, it's just that much more money. We're adding a supplemental fuel tank to our DPW to increase capacity to store fuel. One of the reasons we want to do that is because with the price of fuel increasing so much, if we could store more fuel here and be able to purchase it and store it without it going bad, that would be beneficial. Also, given storms and whatnot, we never know if it's a hard time getting fuel, so it's good to have a little extra capacity. And a new F-350 pickup with a plow. Also, our 2026 road overlay program will be funded out of this. The streets to be paved are Vincent Road, Rose Terrace, Ira Road, Clara Place, Briarwood Terrace, Cedar Grove Parkway, and Lewis Road. Engineering design work will come out of this for a stormwater pipe on Cedar Street. If the council remembers, before PSE&G paved that whole street, we stopped them from doing the whole street because of a clay stormwater pipe that was collapsing. This will fund the design work for that pipe to be replaced, as well as the design work for the reconstruction of Bergen Drive and Donato Drive. And finally, Peckman River Bank stabilization. We have permits in hand, and the goal is to add this capital funding to funding we already have existing to stabilize the bank of one or more areas in the town. Any questions on this?
Once those streets are paved, is like every street in Cedar Grove now?
We're getting there. I have a road
Right.
inventory. I'm happy to
Right.
share it with you, Mayor.
Right.
We have paved more roads over the past 3 years than I think in probably 20 years
Yeah.
combined. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, remember, no cost to some of the roads because we teamed up with PSE&G.
Yep, yep,
So-
okay, great. Very good. Do you guys have any questions?
No.
Okay. Thank you again, Mr. Sekeli. So now I go back up to 7D. To consider introduction, oh wait, I read that already, didn't I? Do I have to
No,
read
I'll make,
that
a- I'll
again?
ma-
Where
I'll
am
make
I?
the motion. I move
Okay.
for the, I'll make the motion. I
Okay.
move for the introduction of pending ordinance number 26, Wait, which one is this again?
969.
669.
Okay. 26969 to be published on the township's official internet website as pending capital ordinance with the public hearing scheduled for May 4th, 2026.
May I have a
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Scavenge?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Maseri?
Yes.
Mayor Miga?
Yes. 7E, to consider introduction of pending capital ordinance number 26970, a capital ordinance providing funding for capital improvements for the Township of Cedar Grove and appropriating $667,850 for such purpose. May I have a roll call, please?
No.
I'll make a motion,
Oh,
Mayor.
sorry, motion?
That's okay.
Mayor, I'll move for introduction of pending capital ordinance 971 to be published on the township's official internet website as a pending ordinance with a public hearing scheduled for May 4, 2026.
Deputy Mayor, that ordinance is 970.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say 7-1?
Yeah.
Sorry, 7-0. My apologies.
I'll
May I have a
second that.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Scavenge?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Maseri?
Yes.
Mayor Miga?
Yes. Item 7F, to consider introduction of pending capital ordinance number 26-971, a capital ordinance providing funding for various upgrades to the sewer utility plant. May I have a motion?
Mayor, I move for the introduction of pending capital ordinance number 26971 to be published on the township's official internet website as a pending ordinance with a public hearing scheduled for the May 4th, 2026 meeting.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Scavenge?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Maseri?
Yes.
Mayor Miga?
Yes. 7G, to consider introduction of pending capital ordinance number 26-972, a capital ordinance providing funding for various water utility improvements. May I have a motion?
Mayor, I move for introduction of pending capital ordinance 972 to be published on the township's official internet website as a pending ordinance with a public hearing scheduled for May 4, 2026.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Scavenge?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Maseri?
Yes.
Mayor Miga?
Yes. Item 7H, to consider introduction of pending bond ordinance number 26-973, a bond ordinance authorizing various general improvements. May I have a motion?
Mayor, I move for the introduction of pending bond ordinance number 26973 to be published on the township's official internet website as a pending ordinance with a public hearing scheduled for the May 4th, 2026 meeting.
Thank you. A second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Scavenge?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Maseri?
Yes.
Mayor Miga?
Yes.
And if I may interrupt for just 1 second, Mayor Miga, I just wanted for the record to be stated that these ordinances will be available in the township clerk's office, available on the website, as well as copies will be in the council chambers if people would like to come and review them prior to. They're also able, to actually download from the website as well.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 7I, to consider resolution authorizing the sale of municipal property no longer in use. Mr. Zakeli?
Mayor, buckle up.
Buckled in.
NJSA 40A:11-36 allows for the sale of municipal property not needed for public use. This resolution authorizes the sale of 9 Ford Explorers ranging from years 2015 to 2023 that are no longer in use. The sale will be held via public auction online at www.govdeals.com/TWSP Cedar Grove, starting tomorrow and ending on May 5th. So if you or anyone in the public would like to own one of our retired Ford Explorer police interceptors, they will be available for public purchase through the GovDeals auction.
Thank you. May I have a motion?
I'll make a motion, Mayor.
Thank you. A second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Scavenge?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Maseri?
Yes.
Mayor Miga?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Approval of bills, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. Be it resolved by the Township of Cedar Grove, County of Essex, New Jersey, that the summary of bills having been duly audited and found to be correct are hereby ordered paid in the aggregated amount of $676,083.91.
Thank you. May I have a motion?
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilwoman Peterson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Scabbage.
Yes.
Councilman Zazali.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Misery.
Yes.
Mayor Miga.
Yes.
Thank you.
This meeting is now open to residents of the township wishing to be heard on any item on or off the agenda concerning township business.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Kate Hartwig, Essex County Liaison. I just have a couple of quick announcements. The Cherry Blossom Festival kicked off this past Saturday in Branch Brook Park, and it will continue for the next 2 weekends. This Sunday, April 12th, we'll have our annual 10K run, which already has over 2,300 runners registered, and we'll be accepting registrations right up until the day of the race. The following weekend, on Saturday, April 18th, we will have a free 1-mile fun run in the park for kids and families, followed by a free family day for anybody who wants to come down and enjoy the blossoms. And then on Sunday, April 19th, will be Bloomfest, which actually covers 2 different areas of the park, and again, is free for residents who want to come down and participate and celebrate the spring season. And then on Saturday, April 25th, we will have annual Earth Day celebration at the Essex County Environmental Center up in Roseland from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. Families are welcome to stop by and learn a little bit about our earth-friendly activities happening up there. And that's all I have today.
Thank you very much. Your cherry blossoms are beautiful. Anyone else? Seeing no one else wishing to be heard, I close that portion of the meeting. And we can go into just
No-
adjourn,
no
right?
executive
We have no
session.
executive, right?
I'll make a motion to adjourn, Mayor.
Thank you.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilwoman Peterson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Scabbage. Councilwoman Scabbage.
Is she muted?
Yes.
Thank you. Councilman Zazali.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Misery.
Yes.
Mayor Miga.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.